I'm just kind of worried about my hair because I didn't have any kind of change, that in the end they might look at me and say, hey, you haven't had any kind of change. Can you change?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're examining the problematic aspects of the once beloved modeling competition, America's Next Top Model, that have become more apparent with time.
You perhaps could show a little bit more emotion. What worries me in a shot like this is that you photograph looking old, and that's with retouching.
Number 20. Exploitation and underuse of international destinations.
Konnichiwa! Konnichiwa! I brought you here because I want you to experience the most avant-garde fashion capital of the world. It's also important for models to know different cultures.
Over its many cycles, America's Next Top Model traveled to fashion capitals and global locales: Paris, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Greece, and more. But fans and critics have often noted that these locations were underutilized beyond superficial backdrops. Instead of integrating local culture or fashion contexts into challenges, many shoots relied on generic or gimmicky concepts that could have been filmed anywhere.
The look, though, we're gonna have very strong, kind of edgy, greasy, kind of black charcoal eyes. The body's gonna be really greased, and we're gonna spray water, and we're gonna wet your hair, and you're posing nude.
For example, Paris was used mainly for risque shoots rather than couture editorials, while trips to Japan or Spain featured little that reflected local artistic or fashion identity. As international travel became a hallmark of the series, audiences increasingly saw these sequences as missed opportunities to elevate the show creatively.
So today, you girls are gonna be shooting here in the famous floating market in Thailand. This is where you can come buy fruits and vegetables and fish. And today, you girls are gonna be the catch of the day, as if we are fishing you out of this waterway.
Number 19. Lack of compensation for labor. The modeling industry can be exploitative, and America's Next Top Model seemingly replicated this problem behind the scenes.
Kayla doesn't look good. It's a really, really frightening situation.
In September 2014, Cycle 17 contestant Angeli Preston filed a lawsuit that exposed shocking labor practices. According to court documents, contestants regularly worked 16-hour days without proper meal breaks and were often kept isolated for up to 6 hours without food or water.
Bianca's having a breakdown, and I think that if she doesn't want to be here and she can't take the stress of it all, then she should go home.
Preston alleged that contestants weren't paid legal hourly wages or overtime for what essentially amounted to full-time work. While the show presented itself as a competition rather than employment, contestants were effectively unpaid actors creating valuable television content.
Y'all are attacking me, and y'all won't let me speak? Because you're attacking me.
The lawsuit highlighted how reality TV often exploits participants' dreams while exempting themselves from standard labor laws. Number 18. Focus on drama over actual modeling skills. Early seasons of America's Next Top Model balanced competition with real fashion challenges.
There are only a few people walking by, but those few people stopped, and then all of a sudden the street got busier.
Come on, yes, it's a competition, girls.
But later cycles increasingly tilted toward manufactured drama at the expense of professional modeling development. Critics and fans alike have pointed out how social media voting, gimmicky themes, and personal storytelling overshadowed fashion fundamentals.
It's time for the fans to vote.
And ladies, this cycle, all of your photo shoots are going to be posted online and scored by the fans at home. And their vote has equal weight to a judge's vote. The fans are the fourth judge.
Instead of teaching runway walking and commercial casting techniques, later seasons often spotlighted interpersonal conflict, dramatic reveal moments, or spectacle-driven themes with tenuous links to real modeling skills. By prioritizing entertainment theater over craft, the show drifted away from its original promise and lost credibility with audiences who wanted authentic insights into the fashion world.
They put handcuffs on me, and I got in the back of the car and got to the jail, and they booked me. They took my fingerprints, took a mugshot and everything, and I was so scared.
Number 17. Inconsistent career outcomes for winners. You want to be on top? The show's catchphrase promised fame and success, but the reality proved quite different for many winners. Adrienne Curry, the very first winner, publicly feuded with Tyra Banks over unfulfilled prize promises.
I'm proud of you, Adrienne.
Congratulations.
You were the biggest transformation, and you did it, girl. Breathe. No more waitressing in Juliet.
Despite clinching contracts with prestigious agencies, some of the winners struggled to secure high-profile modeling work after the show. Meanwhile, other contestants like Annalie Tipton and Yaya DaCosta found greater success in acting rather than modeling.
What I'm struggling with right now is how to set aside something that is so much a part of me. You know, like the definition of Yaya, dance is up there.
The disconnect between the show's promised career trajectory and actual outcomes grew more apparent over time, as hardly any of the winners in the show's history managed to reach the pinnacle of the fashion industry. Ultimately, America's Next Top Model seemed to be primarily about entertainment, not launching sustainable modeling careers.
Eva is a true cover girl.
Tyra Bankston just told me that I'm about to be a star. Watch out, world, here comes Eva.
Number 16, rescinding a winner's title over personal history. The disqualification of Angeli Preston after her Cycle 17 All-Stars win remains one of the show's most controversial moments.
I've come a very long way. I did grow up in an area that was rough. We were on food stamps, welfare, you know, the whole nine, but you don't have to be a product of your environment, because I'm not. Like, I made it out.
After filming concluded and Preston had apparently won, producers learned about her past work as an escort. Despite already having this information, they stripped her of her title and awarded it to Lisa D'Amato instead. What made this particularly troubling was that no official explanation was given to viewers during the finale. Preston simply disappeared.
It turns out that after shooting was wrapped, our production team and the network learned information from Angeli that disqualifies her from the competition.
In her 2014 lawsuit, Preston claimed the show already knew about her past before casting her, but still disqualified her after she won. By erasing Preston without explanation, the show reinforced harmful stigmas about sex work while demonstrating how quickly they would abandon contestants to protect their image.
It was awful because it kind of made me feel shameful. It made me feel like that I should be ashamed of this thing that I did, because now look, I'm being punished for it.
Number 15, manipulative editing to create drama.
As the ear fell into the pool, Kyle pushed it away.
He said he got one ear.
It was as if Kevin was being pushed away from me and there was nothing I could do to get him back.
Reality TV editing tricks are nothing new, but America's Next Top Model took them to problematic extremes. Former cast members and commentators have noted how footage was cut and rearranged to emphasize conflict, turn amicable relationships into feuds, and amplify personality traits for drama.
Sophie did well. Kyle, I mean, I feel like you could have did better.
I'm no offense, Carl.
That's no attack.
Yeah, that's no attack.
Exactly. The point is that you got the best feedback.
I think that a lot of the girls got pissed off because they got extremely negative feedback and they completely turned on me.
In many cases, panels were edited to make contestants appear more emotional or contentious than they actually were, reinforcing stereotypes and exaggerated roles like the villain or underdog. This kind of manipulation may have made compelling television, but it also contributed to reputational damage, as viewers and former participants later reacted against the show's inauthentic storytelling.
You got so much makeup on.
Oh, really?
You just drew an eyebrow on that we took off. You got eyeliner.
Oh, it's because it's patchy. Patchy's better than what you got on now.
Number 14, ageism. While America's Next Top Model initially showcased a mix of contestants, as the series progressed, there was a clear trend of marginalizing contestants perceived as too old, usually anyone over their early 20s.
Melrose.
She does look a little bit long in the tooth. I think we can bust her up and try to make her look a little young and fresh. I think it's just cleaning her face.
Viewers and former contestants alike noted how women such as Jade, Melrose, and Celia faced subtle pressure because they didn't fit the standard runway youth ideal that dominates high fashion.
I just think Celia looks great, but for some reason her face just doesn't look like a spring chicken.
This mirrored broader industry ageism, but undercut the show's claims of inclusivity and empowerment. As cultural conversations around age and representation have evolved, audiences now see this narrowing focus on youth as outdated and dismissive of the real diversity in fashion today.
We have every shape, every size, every color. And you know I got rid of that age limit. I was like, ta-da, it's gone. So it is 18 and infinity.
Number 13, questionable makeovers.
Beauty in real life and beauty in the modeling industry are two totally different things, and it was important for me to transform the girls from normal, everyday, pretty girls on the street to high fashion models.
The makeover episode became a signature moment of America's Next Top Model. But for many contestants, the experience was traumatic rather than transformative. Season 1 winner Adrienne Curry has publicly discussed the physical toll that extreme makeovers took on her hair and health. describing how limited food, sleep, and stress compounded the pain of dramatic cuts and chemical treatments.
I go over and check on her, and she's in the bathroom, like, shivering and crying. Just really hurts me to see her sick like that, especially when tonight's elimination.
Beyond individual discomfort, the show often imposed hairstyle changes or treatments without fully considering contestants' preferences or well-being. This only reinforced ideas that their bodies and features were assets to be shaped for TV rather than personal expressions of identity.
I look like a boy. Right now, yeah, it's a little Oliver Twist. But when they style it and get your makeup done, it's gonna be so pretty. You gotta trust me, okay? But it's okay to cry because it's different. It's a change.
In an era increasingly sensitive to autonomy and consent, these momentary hairstyle shocks feel exploitative in hindsight. Number 12. Contestants turned against each other. Behind-the-scenes stories shared by contestants and secondhand sources suggested producers actively stoked conflict among the women to heighten drama.
Why are you still talking to me?
You're basically presenting yourself like a moron, okay?
And what are you doing, alcoholic?
According to reports, models were sometimes told to only eat when the cameras were rolling, discuss sensitive personal topics on camera, or even ignore certain castmates to manufacture storylines.
Oh, I know I'm not the only one that doesn't like Lisa. I guarantee you that over half the people in this house don't like her. Look at the whole thing with Corinne. I mean, I knew it was bound to happen because she keeps putting herself in stupid situations like that.
These tactics exploited personal vulnerabilities and pushed contestants into emotional and interpersonal conflict situations, rather than let natural relationships or rivalries unfold organically. What viewers saw as personality clashes were often the result of sleep-deprived, hungry young women being deliberately set against each other through producer manipulation.
Okay. You guys are in the competition as well.
That's fine.
It's fine. Absolutely. I don't need you. I need the judges and the people that I work with.
We don't care.
Number 11. Sleep deprivation and stress production.
Basically, it's survival of the fittest. Janasha didn't wake up. That's her own damn fault. And we can't babysit everybody else.
One of the darker realities behind America's Next Top Model was how exhaustively contestants were pushed just to generate emotion on camera. Former Cycle 9 contestant Victoria Marshman publicly claimed that production intentionally induced stress by depriving contestants of sleep, leaving them, quote, very wound up with almost no rest between challenges and shoots.
I don't have a prickly disposition.
You don't?
No, I do not.
I actually think you are a little bit prickly.
I felt the prick.
Not a quiet mouse.
It's not about being a quiet mouse. It's about taking on board what people have to say and being charming about it.
These extreme conditions weren't just incidental. They were deliberate tactics to elicit tears, confrontations, and crisis moments that made for dramatic episodes. With little regard for contestants' physical or mental well-being, the show blurred the line between competition and endurance test. And many viewers today see that manipulation as exploitative rather than entertaining.
I was so naive to think that the other girls were actually going to help me out, even though I had helped some of them out. You know, like with April, I helped her so much on that first fashion show.
Number 10. Tyra's behavior. When people first watched the show in 2003, you took issue with Tyra's behavior.
Be quiet, Tiffany. Be quiet!
That's what is
I'm
wrong
not
with
trying
you.
to act, but you're not. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this.
America's Next Top Model was a novelty at the time, and it's possible people categorized certain issues as just part of the modeling industry. However, rewatching the series through today's eyes, you might find yourself interpreting certain incidents differently, with some critiques of contestants coming off as downright offensive. For example, this scenario where a girl was mocked for not wanting to fix the gap in her teeth.
Okay, up next is Danielle. So, Danielle, you went to the dentist, but you refused to have your gap closed. Do you really think you can have a CoverGirl contract with a gap in your mouth?
Yeah, why not?
This is all people see. It's easier, he's beautiful CoverGirl. It's not marketable.
But Tyra Banks' behavior and her allowance of her fellow judges' behaviors are now being observed more closely.
Well, I guess she just left the gap wide open for another girl, baby.
I agree.
Particularly striking is the way Banks treated the show as the ultimate gift to contestants. Case in point, the infamous Tiffany incident.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this.
Number 9. Shading the intellectuals.
I admire your intelligence. I think you are so smart. But one thing with that intelligence is it can intimidate people. And there's a way to use that intelligence in a way that doesn't feel like you're maybe putting down other people or sounding derogatory.
America's Next Top Model included contestants from all walks of life. Plenty put off their studies or plan to continue their studies post-show. Many who were pursuing this path were discouraged from education as a primary focus and instead pushed to put all their attention on a modeling career. Cycle 1 contestant Elise was subjected to this, as she planned on going to medical school and was called uppity for her ambition.
I know that medical school is hard work. How could I possibly not be aware of that? And secondly, how dare you imply that I'm uppity because I want to be a lifesaver and you don't?
Then there was Cycle 19, where all the contestants were enrolled in higher education, which served as a sort of last chance platform to launch a modeling career rather than continue their chosen educational paths.
Tyra, you won 4 challenges. That is amazing. You know what that means? If you win America's Next Top Model, that's $40,000 extra for scholarship money for you.
Number 8, personal tragedy as entertainment. Unfortunately, everyone loves a good sob story, and it's a core aspect of all reality TV.
I just can't get this whole kiss thing out of my head. It was deeper to me than just being gay. I feel personally uncomfortable with intimacy with men.
America's Next Top Model seemed to take advantage of some contestants' personal tragedies. In a few instances, the show seemed to force certain models to face their demons, seemingly for the sake of so-called good TV.
I was completely shocked. I don't know if I can handle this.
Just take Cycle 4 contestant Kaylin, who found out that a childhood friend had passed away while she was filming the show.
Today was probably the worst day I've had since I've been here. You know, I find out that one of my friends at home has died. It's really hard to have a friend just ripped away from you and you not even see it coming.
She questioned her strength and was then faced with an inappropriately timed graveyard photo shoot, during which she was encouraged to use her tragedy to get a good photo.
I want you to channel all your energy into this. It's acting. I want you to even take all your nerves and take all of that and turn it into just like anger.
Despite her objections, Cycle 15 contestant Kayla was pressured to kiss a man during a shoot, despite her anxiety towards men as a result of sexual abuse trauma.
This whole challenge freaks me out. I don't want to kiss them. I don't want to interact with them. They scare me, and I really don't want to do it.
Number 7, putting contestants in danger.
I was so embarrassed thinking, oh man, I messed it up, I blew it.
America's Next Top Model has aired for over 20 seasons, so keeping things fresh and not repetitive has obviously been difficult. However, some photo shoots and challenges have been downright hazardous.
Oh Lord, baby girl!
The girls in Cycle 6 had to wear the highest of heels and walk the catwalk. Contestant Kari was eliminated after falling repeatedly, and Danielle actually sprained her toe because of the ordeal.
You okay? You okay? Okay.
Other challenges have included posing in frigid waters, hanging from building rooftops, and walking on a number of unstable runways.
I take my first step, and I was like Gumby on a conveyor belt.
Number 6, pressure to be nude. In more than one season, contestants had to pose nude in at least one photo shoot.
Robin, you were supposed to have a nude photo shoot. We don't have a photo for you this week, and why is that?
I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. My body is mine. I just didn't think that, that is what I needed to do in order to get ahead.
However, the competing models were not all comfortable with the idea. Cycle 7's very first episode featured a nude photo shoot in front of all the other contestants. When the theme was announced, the crowd was visibly divided, with some girls excited and others shaken.
Today, you girls are going to be shooting nude.
18-year-old Ginger expressed her moral opposition, and when she was first called upon to pose, she refused.
I'm conservative, and I think it's wrong to expose your private parts for people to see, and I just can't do it.
The second time around, after some coaxing from the girls, she came onto the set clutching onto her towel for dear life. Hesitant girls were subject to criticism from both fellow contestants and judges. Others, on the other hand, were shamed for past images or sex work.
Ginger only took 2 pictures. I don't think it's fair to everybody else. I feel that she should get automatically eliminated.
Number 5. Treatment of disabilities. America's Next Top Model has had more than one contestant with a disability.
I have a degenerative disease, retinitis pigmentosa, and eventually I will be completely blind.
However, the show made no concessions for these individuals, and often seemed to use said disabilities to create drama. Cycle 3's Amanda Swafford revealed she was legally blind and had a degenerative condition.
Never look down. Do you wear glasses? Do you wear contacts?
I have an eye disease. I'm legally blind. I am assuming in around 5 years I'm going to be completely blind.
She was told she would have to find some ways to overcome it in order to continue in the modeling industry.
But nonetheless, this is something you will have to do, however you can overcome it.
Cycle 9's Heather Kuzmic was revealed to have Asperger's syndrome, a condition on the autism spectrum.
Asperger's syndrome is basically it's described as a mild version of autism. It also includes the person being very awkward in social situations.
The other girls in the house made fun of her, although Kuzmic has said there were also, quote, civilized exchanges.
Heather, I think her disability gives her a lot of leg up. She gets a big pity call from everyone, and I don't know if she deserves it.
Number 4, normalizing toxic behavior.
So this is for the guys. Let's try and be interested without literally grabbing her butt.
Unfortunately, the kind of negative drama that makes for entertaining television is not necessarily healthy for those living it. America's Next Top Model leans into this, as many contestants endured inappropriate behavior over the seasons, only to be told it was part of the industry. Cycle 7 contestant Jada hit an emotional roadblock when she had to film a commercial that required her to kiss a racist male model.
First of all, you can't cry because we don't have time to fix your makeup.
Sorry.
Jada did actually kiss him, despite her trepidation, only to be criticized for her performance and eliminated. Cycle 4 contestant Kenya was subjected to sexual harassment during a photo shoot.
I kind of get into it, and I hear Marchini moaning. I feel him breathing on me, touching me, and it's not comfortable at all.
Following this, she worried about whether or not she hid her discomfort well enough during the shoot. If that's part of the industry, America's Next Top Model had a big enough platform to push for that to change.
I know that it's not about being comfortable, but there was a line that I feel was crossed, and I hope that doesn't come out in my picture when I go to panel.
Number 3, LGBTQ discrimination. America's Next Top Model did include diverse contestants over the seasons, many of whom were part of the LGBTQ+ community.
I'm having a fun time. I'm meeting a lot of girls. But Isis, I thought she looked a little manly.
However, they weren't always met with acceptance by fellow models and judges. Isis King of Cycles 11 and 17 was a transgender contestant on the show.
My mind was like, what, girl? Ain't this supposed to be a girl competition? How did you get through the door?
Though she was met with a mostly favorable response from judges, her fellow contestants did not quite accept her and could be seen laughing at her or pointing out the alleged unfairness of the situation.
If I have to get along with Isis, I will. But then again, if it comes between me and my goal.
And their jeers were aired with no apparent repercussions. Cycle 1's Ebony Haith was the first openly gay contestant on America's Next Top Model. Fellow contestant Robin Manning created tension as she was deeply religious and opposed to Ebony's sexuality.
I don't personally agree with it.
You tell me why you don't agree with it?
I mean, just because, I don't agree with, lesbian and gay relationships. But, I can't judge you.
Number 2, cultural appropriation and black or brown face. Though the show appears to be inclusive of all cultures and races, America's Next Top Model seems to favor the quote-unquote blank slate, androgynous, or ethnically ambiguous model.
And Noelle, we're making you into a traditionally African woman with a head wrap and everything.
Ethnicity is treated as something foreign or exotic, as can be seen in multiple photo shoots featuring representations of foreign countries or their inhabitants.
Think about Egypt, the people, and what they've been through.
Aaron was lost.
Cycle 13's Hapas, or mixed race photo shoot, is a prime example of this, as the models were essentially wearing blackface makeup and traditional ethnic costumes to pose in a sugarcane field.
Hold it. Nice. Beautiful. Chin up. I don't even know who this girl is. Who is this girl I'm shooting? I don't even recognize her.
Cycle 3 contestant Yaya DaCosta fought for her right to represent her ethnicity in an authentic fashion, only to be criticized by judges come panel time.
I didn't have the time. I know I'm running on.
There's a different way of explaining yourself and being defensive. And you're being very defensive, and it's not attractive.
Just because we had a talk about, Afrocentricity before, and it's kind of misunderstood.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, obsession with weight.
Some people think that America's not ready for a plus-size model. I'm here to break that norm.
One of the biggest issues in the fashion industry is sizeism, and as such, it's been a recurring issue on America's Next Top Model. Though some of the models were brought on specifically because they were plus-sized or full-figured, others were criticized by fellow models and judges when they ate too much or appeared to put on any amount of weight.
I'm just trying to stay positive. And then everybody's like,
What's more, in more than one instance, skinniness was equated with healthiness.
I think the biggest concern with Cassie, for me, was the size of her hips. I just want to measure your thighs just to see where we're at. Normally we like about no more than 35.
But Cycle 3's Cassie Grisham admitted to vomiting after eating and trying to lose as much weight as possible to attain her modeling dreams.
I don't consider myself bulimic because I don't throw up after everything I eat. But just people are like, oh my God, Cassie is bulimic here, she's throwing up. I can't even remember the last time I threw up.
Cycle 4's Kenya was openly ridiculed for her slight weight gain and was subjected to photo shoots as the sin of gluttony and later as an elephant.
Everybody else has these sexy little animals, but I get to be the big fat elephant. Ugh, why do I keep getting stuck with these fat, characters? What is going on?
Did we miss any controversial America's Next Top Model moments that make you cringe today? Let us know in the comments.